Hey, fourth grade, it's been great making music with some of you this week and this last week, and I'm excited to continue on this next week with the rest of you. We're going to be doing some little bit of body percussion. We're going to be playing on our desks and doing a little dancing. But in this video, we're going to focus on one of the songs we're going to be learning in the spring if we can come back into the music classroom, where we get to take our Be Kind by Day, Be Kind by Night song and transfer it onto those instruments. So let's get started into that. Okay guys, so now it's time to start learning some of the different parts to that song, Be Kind by Day, Be Kind by Night. Okay. So, the boom whacker part. We're going to start with that first. And it's very easy. We're just going to start by saying, I love blue, and I love green, and I love blue, and I love green, and I. Okay, so on and so forth. And I just picked two random colors. I do like blue and I like green, but I like most of the colors. You know, Mr. Jax, I like a lot of stuff. All right, so we're going to put that into our feet. I love blue, and I love green, and I love blue, and I love green, and I. Okay, so practice that a few times. Get comfortable with it, because now we're going to fill in the gaps with some claps. Right? So we're going to have I love blue, and I love green, and 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 I. Okay? So now that's going to be difficult at first. We're going to take those claps and we're going to say kind of a question back. You do. So it's you do, 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 you do. Okay? So, it's going to go something like this.
Where are you?
Dude, right over here. Over here. Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hey.
So, you ready?
I'm ready. Are
Okay,
you ready?
cool. All right, here we go. We are going to do my part first, which is the I love blue, and I love green, and I love blue, right? Okay, and then this guy, we're going to do the, I'm going to fill in the gaps with these, right? Okay, yeah. So, cool, here we go. I'll get us started, and then he'll join us, but stay with me the first time. Here we go, ready? I love blue, and I love green, and I.
You do.
Love blue.
You do.
And I.
You do.
Love green.
You
and
do.
I.
You do.
Love blue.
You do.
And I.
You do.
Love green.
You
and
do.
stop. Cool. Good job. So now let's go ahead and switch parts. All right. So you go with him, and
With me.
yeah, I'll be all by myself. Oh, it's okay. By myself.
You know what?
Okay, I'm used
Suck
to
it up,
Sorry,
Buttercup.
sorry. Okay. All right, here we go. I'll get it started again. You go with him. I love blue, and
Okay,
I
ready?
love green, and I
You do.
love blue,
You do.
and I
You do.
love green,
You
and
do.
I
You do.
love blue,
You do.
and I
You do.
love green,
You
and
do.
I
You do.
love blue,
You do.
and I
You do.
love green,
You
and
do.
I
You do.
love blue,
You do.
and I
You do.
love green,
You
and
do.
stop. All right, good job. I think we did a pretty good job too.
Oh, we did great.
Right, so now we can take that and we can move those rhythms onto instruments, such as maybe the boom whackers. All right. So the first part is going to be me and these three yahoos
Hey.
over here.
Hey, who are you
I'm
calling a
yes,
yahoo?
these
Hey.
are yahoos.
Definitely.
So I'm going to be the I love blue and I love green and I. Okay, that's my part, as well as that yahoo.
Hey, I'm not a Yahoo.
Yep, we're all yahoos here. All right, so here we go. I'm going to be that part. Same with my friend down there, and I've got these guys.
Yeah, we're going to be
I've got
doing
these
the.
guys. All right, cool. Here we go. I'll get us started. Ready and I. You do. You do. You do. And I love green. And I love blue. And I love green. And I love blue. All right, very cool. So now, we've seen this video before, but I'd like you to watch to see if you can figure out how the boomwhackers are fitting in to this song. Okay, guys, so moving forward now into our recorder unit. I'd like to do a little review, cover how to create that really nice tone, and I've had quite a few of you now, as I'm seeing you in person, saying, I still don't understand the tonguing and articulation. I'll try to cover that a little bit more clearly with you, maybe use some different words and clear it up, but it is a difficult concept. And it's a difficult concept right at the beginning of the unit, because without it we can't do the rest of playing the recorder, not correctly. So we'll cover that a little bit too. And then we'll get into the next steps in the book, reading some more music. So that being said, let's talk about Airstream. So again, we want to start with this nice light airstream, not too heavy. We want to find the right amount of airstream, the speed that creates the best tone on the recorder. So if it's not enough, then let's go with a B. If it's not enough, it sounds weak. Then if it's too much,
it's overblown, and you hear the we call them almost overtones, but almost it overblows almost into the next register up, and we don't want that. So finding that airstream that sounds just right, that gives it the best tone, and then maintaining that airstream, the speed of that airstream through the phrase. Okay, so it would be kind of like, some of our friends might, especially when we were younger in like kindergarten, first grade, sometimes when people meet somebody new, they'll start out talking really strong and then they get really kind of quiet. Hi, I'm Jeremiah Jackson. I was thinking, so they don't say their phrase all the way to the end, with all of their strength of breath. Okay, so a lot of times when we're playing musical instruments, we think of phrasing like a sentence, like we're reading a sentence. So we've talked about that before too. So maintain that airstream as steady as we can, and find that airstream, the speed of the airstream that's going to be the most effective in giving you the best tone. Okay, so playing through a little phrase with a steady stream of air like this. So I'm keeping that steady stream of air. Hey, look, it's time for class to begin. I am, by the way, sitting out here in this beautiful area here at HCP, H. Clark Powers. It's nice to be teaching outside a little bit, so we might be doing this a little bit more on our videos because I get to be outside right now. It's not too hot, not too cold. Woo. Okay, so anyways, moving forward, then the tonguing, the articulation. Now, this is the tricky part. So as we're blowing, if we say two, 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 say that, two, two, two. Now whisper it. Two, two, two. Mr. Jax is wearing a tutu. Ooh, that's not a sight we want to see. Mr. Jax is wearing a tutu. Two, two, two. Now just add a little bit more breath to it, okay? A little more airstream. And where our tongue taps, if we just keep doing that, okay, so that's that articulation. That's what we're talking about. So the tongue does not tap the instrument. It taps just above where the teeth meet the gums. If you say two, that's where that tip of the tongue should be touching. Okay? All right, so that's getting that good tone and articulation. Now, let's take that, and why don't you play after me? I'll play first, and then you. Let's start on B, my turn first. Okay, so that was B, A, and G. And again, thumb and first finger, making sure that we're covering the whole. If it's just even slightly not covered like this, it's not gonna play the correct note. It'll sound very wispy, right? So making sure, and in the back too, that the holes are completely covered, and then that next hole with the second finger, and then the third finger. Okay, B, A, and G. So those are the three notes we're still going to be sticking with for a little bit longer and into this next part of our lesson. Okay, so here we go. Let's review number 3. And I love that a couple of you commented on last week's video. Hey, it spells bag. Yes, it does. B, A, and G spells bag. And if it's backwards, it's spelled gab. Okay, so number 3, here we have the first 3 notes are B, because it's on that third line up. All 3 of those notes are B. Anything on that line is going to be a B. And then here we have a note on the second space up. Those 3 notes are an A. Any note that's going to be on that second space up is going to be an A. Okay, and then the second line up here on these last 2 measures, and these are measures, right? So the second line up, that's a G. So we have 4 G's and then another G on the whole note. So looking back at page 4, we look at these 3 recorders. The blue recorder is that B with a thumb and first finger. The A is the green recorder, thumb, first and second finger. And then the G is the thumb, first, second, and third finger on this purple recorder. Okay, a little review there. Feel like you're ready for it? All right, here we go. Let's try it. 1, 2, ready, and. Okay, and let's also review how the rhythm's working here, right? So these half notes get 2 beats each. Now, we're going to get more into time signature next week. But for now, just know that, and here's the time signature right here. Yeah, so these half notes, when it's a circle with a line next to it, those get 2 beats. The whole note here gets 4 beats, so it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then 1, 1, 1, 1. Each one of those only get 1 beat, and then 1, 2, 3, 4. Does that make sense? Okay. So now, I said that we would be talking more about breath control, and so let's look at this number 4. Let's, and this is kind of a fun thing to do. How many seconds can you hold B, A, and G? Blow smooth and gentle air. Write in the number of seconds you can hold each note. Now, what I would do is I would go ahead and write in, and maybe in pencil, the seconds that you can hold each one of these notes, and then down below it, each week, why don't you time yourself again and see if you can beat it the next week and hold it for even longer. And again, you're going to be able to tell with that tone if you're holding a steady stream of air. So if it's not, you might hear some changes and fluctuations. Right? That's not a steady stream of air. And so that doesn't count. You have to maintain that steady stream of air. Okay? Now, breath control also has to do with how well you breathe in, because before you blow out, you have to breathe in. And we want a nice deep breath. And that starts down here in our tummy, right? We have a diaphragm. That's a muscle that's shaped like a pancake that fits underneath the lungs. And it can be moved down to pull in air into the lungs. And so your stomach should move out if you do it correctly. And then also our chest and our back. So we want to take in a nice deep breath and then gently release that breath. We're going to talk more and more about how to do that in future lessons. Okay, let's move on. I really want to get to number 5 because that's kind of the next, the first song that we know. And yes, it's a little kid song, but it's fun to be able to play even a little kid song because it's something that we can recognize. We're like, oh look, I can play Hot Cross Buns on my recorder. It's kind of fun. Okay, so the first note here on number 5 is a B. Now, if you have a CD, do you see how it says track 2? You can listen to that on your CD. Some of you have the online book as well, and that access code will give you the opportunity to play along too. So you can listen to this on your CD, or with your access code, you can listen to it as well while you're playing. Okay, so hot is going to be a B, 2 beats because it's a half note. Cross, half note. A, because it's the second space up. Then buns is a G, and that's on that second lineup. Okay, then we repeat that in the next measure and the next measure. Now down here, 1 a penny, 2 a penny, 1 a penny, those are G's because we're on the second line up. And then the next 4 notes are on the second space up. That's an A. Hey guys, say, hi Ms. Bronzuela. Okay, and then hot cross buns. That's going to be, 2 more half notes, so 2 beats each, and then buns, whole notes. So then that's B, A, and then G. All right, so it will look like hot, cross, buns. Now, when we have to switch from one note to the next right away, we have to then use our tongue to. Haha. So our tongue's going to be moving with our fingers. To. Mm-hmm. And, sorry, that's my book flying in the wind. And so then we have to be able to switch our fingers, drop our fingers down and cover the holes completely. So that's what we call becoming familiar with and developing a relationship with our instrument. Being able to know exactly where that hole is and how to drop our finger down to that hole, becoming familiar with it. So the more you play this instrument, and don't go too far. If you're trying to add a bunch of fingers, it's really just wasting time. Just using these 3 notes that we've learned so far, B, A, and G. And I did teach in one of the videos, C. Okay? If you felt comfortable with it, you can do that too. B, A, G. Good luck. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, and. Cool. Now, notice that there's also a repeat sign at the end of the song, so we would play it a second time. Honestly, I would say just run through it once, and then you practice. Okay, so then we're going to stop there for this week. Next week, we're going to move into page 7. All right, so we are trucking along here, and I appreciate you guys sticking with these videos and practicing along. All the recorders are finished going out this week. If you haven't had a recorder yet, that's okay. Just go back through everything. If you've been listening and paying attention, you are not going to have any problem catching up. All right, guys, so that is the end of this video lesson, and I will see you, I'd like to say soon. It's not soon enough, but how about as soon as I can? And until then, keep up on top of these videos, and I will see you. Love you, see you, bye.